here in Accra, Deputy Chairman of the Commission in charge of Corporate Services, Dr. Bosman Asare, has described as baseless claims the chairperson of the EC showed total disrespect to Parliament when she failed to appear before the House last week. The NDC minority did not accept the absence of the EC boss during a meeting of the Committee of the Whole to consider the new constitutional instrument and described it as disrespect to the House. The meeting has been rescheduled for today, and the EC chair is expected to be present at this crucial meeting. Dr. Bosman Asare tells my colleague Raymond Aqua that the EC has no idea why they have been invited to the House.
I want to come to the real happenings. Really, I've seen a statement from the Electoral Commission explaining that it was just a day to the day they wanted you to be in Parliament that the chairperson of the Electoral Commission was invited, and that she was already in Nigeria. Now, I'll come to what this year is about, but is the chairperson going to be in Parliament the next day that's expected to be, that's Tuesday?
Yes, certainly. And you know, in the statement we issued, we made it very clear, if the chairperson had known about this particular invitation, definitely she would have honored the invitation. But
this is not the first time that she had not been in Parliament when she was expected to be in Parliament.
No, the last time we were invited by the whole of Parliament, what they call the Committee of the Whole, this was ahead of the 2020 elections. And the delegation was led by the chairperson, together with the Deputy Chairman for Operations and myself. So since this commission took over in 2018, we've only had 2 sections with the whole of Parliament, the Committee of the Whole. And the first one was led by the chairperson. It was during this second one and the chairperson, and you know, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana is also the president of the Association of African Election Authorities.
Okay.
So anytime there is election in any part of Africa, the organization plays a very significant role. Apart from the fact that until recently, the chairperson was also an executive member of the ECOWAS network of electoral commissions. So by virtue of these particular roles in the Association of African Election Authorities and formerly of ECONEC, she plays a very significant role, not only in the subcontinent, but in the continent at large. And she was invited.
But she's only in those other positions because we made her chairperson.
Yes. And
so her primary responsibility is to the Republic of Ghana.
Yeah, and as we stated in the letter, the chairperson went to Nigeria before we even got notice. I got to know of the letter, I think on Wednesday around 9:30 a.m., that we were being invited to Parliament in the next 28 or 27 hours, at the time the chairperson had left. And as an institution, we have to honor the invitation of Parliament. And when you look at the reasons why we went to Parliament, the EC was invited together with the National Identification Authority, and the National Identification Authority was expected to do a presentation. So as far as we, the EC, know, although the EC was invited to also defend its position regarding the new constitutional instrument, the National Identification was also there mainly to do a presentation to assuage the fears of members of Parliament regarding the numbers who have registered for the Ghana card and the outstanding cards that are yet to be printed.
The meeting, according to JoyNews sources, is to deliberate on the proposed constitutional instrument to empower the EC to accept only the Ghana card as a sole means of identification for registration onto the voter's card. Dr. Bosman Asare says the Ghana card remains the only viable option for the exercise.
To make you back down on the Ghana card singular use for voter registration criteria, what will make you back down on it?
I would say so far there is no evidence to suggest that we are not going to continue with what we are doing. But to say we backing down, unless there is what the lawyers call, well, they have a term they use. I've forgotten the name of this term, but assuming the NIA stops its operations,
okay,
then it means we cannot continue to rely on what the force majeure.
Yes.
If there is something like NIA has stopped its operations, government has decided that NIA is no longer necessary. But as long as the NIA is functioning, and they are issuing the cards, and they've opened their doors that people should come and register. We must just encourage, and I believe those of you in the media should be encouraging people. If you want to register as a voter, you need to, because that's the best practice in every part of the world. I don't know if you know of any country where, let's say in Burkina Faso, in Togo, in Britain, where 2 British nationalities must vote for somebody. No, it doesn't happen. This has been unique to Ghana, and we think that we began this in 1992. Because we've come very far. We've made progress.
Up to now, we've not gotten a single unified ID that's easy to get, and actually people will not have to struggle to go to the process to get it. That's why we find alternatives, because the right to vote is a fundamental right that we don't want to put impediments in the way of anybody acquiring the process to go through that. Yeah. That's it, right? And
then when the commission concedes so fundamental, so sacrosanct that all of us must ensure that it is protected for every Ghanaian.
Do you then concede that by doing this, reducing it to only the Ghana card, you are limiting the options available to people?
No, we are not limiting. What we are saying is that just take steps. You know, the right to vote is fundamental.
Yes.
And you know, when you study human rights, we have what we call civil political rights, and we also have economic rights. The civil political rights, which the right to vote is part, is so fundamental.